Welcome to Live from Dennis's house, only on 474 The Mix, where the music matters. I'm your host, Dennis Morgillo, and each week we transport you back in time to a simpler time, to a happier time, when men were men, and for a very brief moment, Frank was the more famous of the Stallone brothers. When girls everywhere had Dorothy Hamill haircuts and wore culottes and tube tops.
Oh my God.
And their moms all wanted them to marry Barry Manilow. Oh, Cha-Cha, why can't you marry a nice boy like that Barry Manilow? Back to a time when the Ramones' first album peaked at number 111 and sold only 6,000 copies. But Disco Duck by Rick Dees was number one and sold millions and millions and millions.
I had that album.
So we all did.
So that just goes to show it wasn't all wine and roses back then. There was some dark times as well. And I still think Rick Dees should have been charged with war crimes for that song. Still haven't gotten over that. So that's right. I'm going to transport you back to 1976, back to your basement, bedroom, rec room, attic, wherever you hung out listening to your vinyl albums. So dust off those old records and get ready for some fun memories. Today, we are spotlighting the 1976 classic album, Leftoverture by Kansas.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, let's meet the crew now. My sidekick and co-host, Cha-Cha.
Hey.
Head writer, Stephen Bello.
Hey, gang.
And if you're wondering what he actually writes on the show, you never see it because all of his jokes have curses in them and they're inappropriate and I have to edit them out. And the Live from Dennis's house band leader and musical director, Dee Dee Pie.
What's up? Woohoo.
And the key grip, Laura Catalina Johnson.
Yeah, baby.
Hello.
So, we got a very exciting show for you today. It's packed full of stuff today. That we have the birthday show today. It's all of our birthdays. We're going to be having cake. We're going to be talking about Thanksgiving because this is the last show before Thanksgiving. We're taking 2-week break.
Wow.
We're going to do nothing but West and Wee-Waxation. Yes. And just what else? We're going to talk about, probably going to talk about Charlie Sheen.
That's my news story.
And what else? We're going to talk about my revolutionary new diet plan that I will discuss with you guys later.
Oh.
And, all right, so now we're going to go right into the Man About Town segment. Now, do you want to start off with the highlights of my week or the lowlights?
Let's go with the low light.
All of it low.
All right, so last week I was having lunch and I had a burrito. And I already took a bite of it, right? And I see this hair sticking out, right? So I start pulling it, and it's getting longer and longer and longer. And then I see that it's all wrapped up. You know how you wrap up the burrito? So I had to unravel the whole thing and pull it
Change
out.
my answer. Hi.
And it was like a 3.5-foot piece of hair. And I think Krystal Gale actually made this burrito for me.
Where were you eating?
That didn't stop me any. I continued, and I ate the whole thing.
Oh, my God. I'm not kissing you.
I really got no problem with hair. What's wrong with hair? Well, let me rephrase that. But long hair's better than short hair, as my great-grandpappy Clem used to always say.
True.
You're making me gag.
Just tell me where you got that from so I know not to go
Yeah,
there.
I can't mention any names. But
Off air.
But it wasn't
you know,
home, right?
No.
Okay.
And then, like, you guys weren't here because a couple of weeks ago I told the story of the time I was at Mama Leone's in the city, and I found a rat penis in my gabagool.
And you recognized it how?
I still continued to eat. it. Nothing can slow me down. So,
Does your new revolutionary diet plan involve not eating food that has hair and rat penises in it?
we'll
I
get
think
to
you
that.
can lose some weight that way.
All right. So now let's get to the high point of the week. The high point of the week was Saturday night. And we all know what I'm going to talk about. We went to see Buster Poindexter
Yeah, baby.
at Tim McClune's Supper Club. And it was the most fun, awesome night. It's a beautiful place. They had great food there, too. I had the broken leg of lamb there that night.
And no hair.
That was actually a Buster joke. He
Yes.
is so funny and so entertaining. And the whole night, it was nothing but good times.
I was right in front.
Right. Dee Dee was there,
I was in
too.
the spit zone.
She was really right in the front zone. And then they even did the conga line, and we went around
Yeah.
the whole place.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
it.
they're
That was the
hot.
last,
And,
yep.
and the most surprising part was when they played Janis Joplin's "Piece of My Heart."
Oh
with
my
this,
God, they
you
did such
know,
a
it
great
was
rendition.
Yeah.
It was
And
fantastic.
it was his wife's birthday that
Yeah.
night, so we had a lot of fun.
really fun.
A lot of fun, and I'm sure Dee Dee will discuss more about
Oh,
this
I
during
will.
her segment. So
I will.
we won't take up any more time with that. All right, welcome back. And now I'm going to tell you all about this secret weight loss plan. Revolutionary, patent pending. And I'm going to tell it to you right now. But if you listen to this, you have to send me $29.95 a month. So cover your ears or get your checkbook out. And here it is. Everybody ready?
Yes.
Eat right and exercise.
Oh,
There you go.
brilliant.
Boo! I want my money back.
Wise
So
words.
please send your check to Post Office Box 264, Battle Creek, Michigan. All right, so now we're going to get to Cha-Cha and Word on the Street.
Well,
The gossip columnist to the stars.
yes.
What?
And I have one story this week. Only one.
Wonder what it's going to be.
It's
Gee.
going to be about Charlie Sheen.
Yeah! Cheer for Charlie Sheen.
Now, should we be clapping because
Well-
he just came out with the fact
Clapping
that he's
for you.
Yes.
Thank you. And the fact that I don't have HIV and he does.
Right, right,
Which is very sad, but
So what's the
He-
story?
the story is that he has HIV and he's been paying people off to keep his secret. And he can't. It was on the Today Show. So,
Tisk, tisk.
So there's a lot going on here, isn't there?
well,
There
apparently there was.
I'm going to have to
but
jump
I-
in here
his
because...
children don't have it.
Right,
which
right.
is a
And
very
that's
good
good.
His
thing. And
ex-wives
Denise-
don't have it.
Right.
No.
Denise Richards doesn't
And
have
apparently he's known for like 4 years.
it. Yeah.
And that I actually heard his ex-girlfriend on the radio. She was furious, and she was like, "This guy put my life at risk," and that she says he was lying, that he didn't tell anybody, and he was not always safe, that he believed in lambskin, and apparently that only protects against pregnancy, no disease.
Oh.
So he put a lot of people at risk, so I hear.
Yeah. Well.
He's lovely. He's lovely that way.
I'm surprised
Yes.
a guy like that would get something like that.
Yes, you know, you're
Public
a
toilet or
sheltered
something, yeah.
life. See now,
I mean, he
I
is
have-
committed to being with hookers.
right. I
and
saw
drug use.
he spent $1.6 million on hookers in the year
Yes.
2013.
Oh, my
That's,
God.
Serious.
that's not.
Oh, my
a,
God.
that's
That-
not a shot.
I would have taken 0.2 of that. Just throw that my way. He would have still had a hell of a lot of hookers. And I would have had like 200 grand.
Yeah, can you imagine the party that was going on there
Right.
for all these years?
Yeah.
Drugs and women. Because even when he was with this Brie Olsen, there was another girl, because she thought she was getting into a regular relationship with him. And she moves into his house from Indiana, and there's another girl already living in there.
Who thinks they're getting into a regular relationship with Charlie Sheen? I'm
Right.
just gonna say,
Right.
you know,
She had never heard of him, just like
Just like Christy Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley and
Yes.
Yoko.
Yeah.
John Lennon, who's that? So,
buyer beware.
Yeah.
So now
Just saying.
I have a theory about this though that
that?
some people may call it controversial. Now I want to disclaim this: I am not a doctor, but I did play one on a whatchamacallit, a Spanish soap opera for many years
Ay,
on
papi.
Telemundo. It was, you must know this. That's where I met Dee Dee. The show was called La Pasión de Caliente. And I played Dr. Fernando Caballero. So anyway, my theory is that you can do all the... I have to be genteel about this. That I don't think straight men get HIV
Oh, I know.
Here we go.
unless they're using intravenous drugs, or it could be something you eat, like if you get some bad meat in the can.
You're
That
not gonna get from what
I don't think so.
that name one like
Only if it's a rat penis.
now listen though. That you don't hear about any straight males. You know how many actors, rock stars live crazy, diseased lives, and never get it. But there are only two who say they're heterosexual. There's questioning because it just came out today. I saw it. One of the prostitutes said he repeatedly requested a pre-op transgender.
Oh.
And the other guy was Magic Johnson, who's
Right.
a lot of questions
Yeah.
about that. So you see where I'm going with this? It's not as crazy
But I
as I
wouldn't
think.
doubt that he could have gotten it through intravenous drug use. I mean, he was
He
into
did a lot of
everything.
Right, right.
And there's
Right.
a lot of heterosexual
Yes.
men who get it through intravenous
Oh, absolutely.
drug use.
I absolutely
And can
agree
get
with
it
that.
sexually transmitted too. They can.
Right.
But
I never heard of any. I have.
do you know? Are you on like the email list for?
Yes,
like,
I actually
am. Come on.
The dentist.
No,
Heard
come
of
on.
any? They don't.
But look,
Who's publicizing it? You know?
it always comes
Well,
out.
that's
It always
true.
comes out. So that's all I'm saying. That
Well,
I-
who knows?
I
Man
studied
lived
this. I
quite a
studied
life.
this the entire
Right.
1980s. Trust me. And
Why?
What do you got to worry about, Dennis? Why are you so worried?
all right. So we're going down a sordid path.
A
here. I'm
delicate-
just saying
delicate.
That I researched this when I was on the soap opera. Dee Dee assisted me. What was your nurse's name? You were a nurse on that
Maria
soap opera.
Conchita
Yes, this was the best
Lopez.
show. All right, so
Consuela.
that is
Related
a
to
good
Jay Lozano.
feed-in to come to Dee Dee now and making the scene.
Oh.
Everybody loves Dee Dee.
Everybody
Aw,
loves it.
thank you.
This is true.
Well, happy birthday to us, first
Yes,
of all.
happy birthday to us.
Birthday.
Yeah.
We'll sing when we get the cake later.
We will. All right, so Saturday night, that was the night of nights. You know, we went to McLuhan's Supper Club in Asbury Park, and we were talking about Buster Poindexter, which was amazing. But before I talk about him, I have to talk about Remember Jones, Anthony D'Amato. This kid, he does a lot of Broadway and big giant production shows and stuff, and to see him just owning the stage with a small band and his interpretations of stuff that you wouldn't even think a guy would sing were amazing. He's got a great voice. He's very animated and engaging on stage. He even threatened to knock over my French fries. I was like, ooh. Anyway, because how dare I eat when they're performing? But
And he did Amy Winehouse.
oh
Great.
my,
Yeah.
he did Amy Winehouse. Now, chicks can do guy songs, and it's like cool, and we can even not change the lyrics at all. We could sing
never
about
do.
a girl
I
and all, and
refuse.
it's fine. When a man does a chick song, it's people take it differently, or
Yeah.
it sounds different. This guy took chick songs and rocked them.
Yeah.
He made them really, really good. His style, everything. His band was tight. Awesome. It was an awesome opening show.
Lot
I
of
could have
fun.
watched him all night. But then the star comes out. When that guy just walked, they start playing the music and he's walking, through the crowd. You felt like this vibe, of grooviness to come through you.
He's so cool.
He was
So cool.
amazing.
Right, and he's so
And-
small, but he
So-
commands the stage.
yeah.
It's like-
He is so skinny. His waist must be like a 24. He's very thin.
Wears pants.
You could. Seriously.
Oh,
He's a very
yeah.
thin man. But he is got energy and projection and just style. I felt like I was in the like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something, with all the, the supper club stuff.
Yeah.
And I just have one little thing to say. The people at my table did not appreciate my attire.
Oh, I want to hear that story.
I was going to
well-
talk about this, that there was big controversy that some woman was wearing glittery hot pants during the show and caused an uproar.
That's how
That
I
was
dress.
you?
What's wrong with that? They were a lovely family of nice, reserved people, that wouldn't hang out with me. And of course, I come rolling in right at 8:30 because that's what I do.
You're Dee Dee.
And usually I'm early, but I'm in the middle of stuff, so. I get escorted to the to my table, and it's right up front.
Right
and
this
I
way, Miss
sit
Pie.
right. So I turn around and take off my jacket, and my glittery butt is in the guy's face, and I don't think his wife and daughter were like crazy about that. I turn around, and I go, "Hi, I'm invading your table," and they're like, that they didn't like me.
I'm sure the husband.
No problem with that.
I
with
looked
that.
adorable.
First of all,
I
these
thought.
are people who paid money to see Buster Poindexter. He is not a subdued
No.
okay?
Right.
He is a performer.
He was
There
a-
is gonna
yeah.
be
Not like it was the
fanfare.
opera.
I mean,
yeah.
if he was
Yeah.
wearing glittery hot
But
pants,
I mean, I will
they
say,
would've been upset
they
without
didn't
that.
say anything. They just looked at me funny.
With their judgy eyes.
And then when people kept saying hi, they were like, is this a working girl of the night or something? They weren't sure what I was, but that's okay. They were very nice and very polite and sweet, and I
You should
chatted
have
them
sat on
up.
his lap.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, honey, how you doing?
That'll be $50.
Then they would have gotten out of there, and you'd have a table all to yourself.
I know, but the show was fantastic. The show was fantastic.
Yes.
I would gladly pay whatever to see him again.
I heard that they said he's coming back. So
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
I'd like
we'll
to
be
see
there.
him again. Definitely.
We're not inviting Steven this
The
time.
show's gonna take us
yes,
this time.
Steven.
I'm so
Why, were you
sorry.
wearing glittery hot pants too?
No, he just didn't show up at all.
No, but I told you a couple of days ahead of time.
That's okay.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you.
And that's
Now-
that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now we're going to lead into Stephen Bello with the humorous part of the show.
Okay, here we go.
We got all the
Hey.
serious
Drum
stuff out of the way.
We got them all warmed up for you, Stephen. Go, knock them down.
Okay. So I was getting lunch for my son, and I ran into the deli. I grabbed a whole bunch of oranges, and I put them on the counter. And the woman says, "You want a box for them?" I said I was willing to pay, but I guess I could fight for them.
Ba-dum-bum.
Bum. You'll be here next week again.
All right.
That's not even true.
That didn't actually happen. All right. Welcome back. Now let's meet our guest, Dave Florio. A accomplished musician and owner of Soundwave Studios. Sound Cave. Sound Cave. Sound Cave Studios in Sayreville, New
messed
Jersey, right? Yeah, I can always edit that out. Don't worry about it. That's the beauty of television. So, everybody make sure they're in the picture. Stay nice and tight. And now it is the birthday segment of the show. And we're going to have this delicious, decadent chocolate cake that we got from Confections of a Rock Star Bakery,
Asbury Park.
Kimmy.
Asbury Park, New Jersey. Proprietor Kimmy Massey.
We love Kimmy.
She's awesome. She's a
Thanks,
drummer. She's
Kimmy.
awesome and a baker. I
Yeah.
love her.
Yes.
A drummer and a baker. I mean,
Drummer
come on.
and a
It does
baker.
not get
Like,
better than
how
that.
much hotter can you be?
And
Okay.
Kimmy will be on the show someday.
Oh, she will.
When she's
She's like, one of those
I'm on
people
it.
who are like a Kimmy roulette. If she says she's coming on the show, it's 50-50 that she shows up. So, all
It's okay. I'm
We'll
on
see
it.
someday.
I'm on it, boss. I'm on it.
right, let's sing
All right.
happy birthday to ourselves and blow out the candle. And we'll do it in alphabetical order
Oh.
when we get to the name part.
Wait a minute. I have to think about that. Because Dee Dee's
Okay,
name.
first.
Okay.
Dee Dee, Dennis, and Laura.
All
That sounds
right.
good.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Oh, boy.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to
us.
Oh.
Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear Dee Dee, Dennis, and Laura. Happy birthday to you, us.
And you're
Very
can you
nice.
blow it out? Can you lean in?
Can I do what? What did you ask?
She can.
One for
Everyone
you.
blow one.
Take care of that.
Give it to the key grip.
My girl.
King Grip's
my
gonna blow it out.
There you go, sweetie.
Yeah. All right.
Ooh, I hope
So
everyone
now
made a wish.
We will cut this cake later and we will eat it.
Yes.
So,
Oh.
I'm thinking about that all
maybe
day.
should we take a break and remove it now, or just leave
is
it there?
in your way?
Not really.
Leave it.
Sure.
I can.
Okay,
If
looks
it's not in your way,
pretty.
leave it
Yeah,
there.
it looks good
It's
there. If you
festive.
don't mind,
Poo on
This is our
top.
festive
poo
episode.
on top. Sounds delicious. All right.
Who eats?
No more shenanigans now.
Yeah,
We
and
now
Winnie the Pooh.
settle down. Settle down, everybody.
I'm sorry, I have to
bring it
disrobe. It's
down.
really hot.
Woo!
Whoa. I don't
She's
know.
breaking out the
That
hot
kind of
pants
show.
again. All right, so now we are now going to talk to Dave and his buddy John back there, who doesn't have a mic, but he'll wave anyway. So, all right, Dave. So now you own the Sound Cave Studio in Sayreville, New Jersey, and you have a band as well.
That's correct.
Tell us, Krystal with a K.
With a K.
Nice.
K-R-Y. S-T-A-L. We actually started in high school, like, well, actually before high school, 1974, 1975. And I just stayed together for about 6-7 years and took a hiatus. Everybody kind of like went off and got married, had kids and everything, and got back together about 27 years later in
Wow.
2007 with the same lineup.
Oh, all the same guys?
yeah.
Wow.
That's cool.
Original man.
So we got 2 CDs cut since we got back together, which some of the songs were written in the 70s.
Wow.
Ah, groovy.
But, basically, it's a recording / rehearsal facility, and
cool.
we're also doing Rockstar Idol birthday parties. Like for
Ooh.
kids.
Wow, we should have went there.
Yeah.
Oh, we could have had that.
You know, 8 to 80, really, not even just for
80.
kids.
Yeah,
But they, rehearse some backing tracks. They record them. They get a copy of the CD. You get a
very
trophy. Then
cool.
have their pizza and their cake.
I want a
Wow,
trophy.
that sounds
They had
awesome.
A blast
It's
on
adorable.
stage.
Yeah.
Instead of the same old.
I'm adorable.
Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
Yeah, Rockstar
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Nice.
The 2 CDs. That's the first one. That's the second.
Instead of the diseased ball pit, right? There you go. Nice. Where's this picture taken?
Hoboken. We're a Hoboken-based band.
Okay.
Ah.
And it's on the river there. Legion Park is a famous
right.
park in
Yeah, it's also in
Hoboken.
Hoboken.
I wish I had
If you
time to
look
listen
close,
to
you
this
can see a guy
beforehand.
getting mugged in the
but,
background.
Got some
Yeah.
copies for you guys.
see this?
You want those.
Krystal.
Krystal,
You
baby.
want them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be good.
Yeah,
It's
actually-
27 years in the making.
Yeah, right. In March, we're doing the 2nd annual Hoboken All-Star Music
buddy.
Jam. It's
Yeah,
a
that's
big
good.
thing. We assemble about 40 musicians from Hoboken, all born and
Absolutely.
raised.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Actually, it's a total of 52 musicians.
52 now, one up. Okay.
Wow.
Everything.
And
2 more got out of prison, right?
yeah, it's all for charity. Last year we raised
Over 20,000.
$20,000.
Wow.
Nice.
That's
Beautiful.
Very
We
impressive.
do it for the Hoboken Elks Special Need Children's Fund. We did ended up doing a 6.5-hour show.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
it was a lot of work and it was
We
intense,
sold
but
out
we
the-
ended up sold
Sold
out
out
in
the tickets in like
2 days.
2
I think,
days.
a day and a
500
half.
Beautiful.
tickets. This year, 750 tickets we're
Yeah.
selling.
Man.
And those kids, we ended up with over $20,000 for that.
Sweet.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Here for
We'll
them.
invite you guys down. It's March 19th, so we'll
Okay.
invite you guys down.
On the
to
guest
that
list,
one.
guys.
All right.
We're having,
Yeah.
we're having, the Hoboken Jam 16, March 19th, and it's a hell of a show.
Oh,
I'll
hook
tell
us
you,
up,
it's-
man.
Wow.
It's a really good show. You'll enjoy it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Sounds like a
We'll
blast.
be
Keep us
looking
in
forward
mind.
to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Write that down, Cha-Cha.
You
Yeah,
got
right
it.
now, Cha-cha.
Got it.
Or Mrs. Lewis.
Ah,
man.
and just think, I wasn't even going to give John a mic.
Take it away now.
Started. You better take this
So now, let me ask you, Dave, what made you open up a studio? Obviously, you've been a musician all your life, but have you been recording all your life too, or engineering, all that kind of stuff?
we did. We were recording from the 70s. Actually, one of our first sessions we did in Electric Lady in Manhattan.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
In fact,
Wow.
I have some tapes from there that I want to re-release as the Electric Lady sessions.
Oh, yeah.
From Krystal. It was
Badass.
like a 3-song demo. We had a spec deal,
Nice.
the whole bit. But,
Oh, man.
I
Yeah,
dig
I'm
that. I
really
dig that.
interested in the engineering side and the producing side. I'm a big fan of producers. You know, when I listen to a record, I'm basically tearing it apart for the production values. And so owning a studio is natural. You know.
Okay.
All right, take the mic away from John now. He's proved himself unworthy.
Tell the story. Tell the
No
story.
talking when someone else is talking.
Tell the story.
I'll throw you right out of here, John.
Oh,
All right, John,
this is
come
the
on. It's
trouble
your turn
show.
now.
Trouble show.
No. I was just telling her that when we were over in Electric Lady, the Stones were doing, I believe,
Oh.
Some Girls or something.
Mix it.
They were upstairs doing while we were downstairs.
Oh,
and
my God.
They
I
wouldn't
was
let us go up.
dying. They wouldn't let us go up. They and they basically said, "You try to go up there, you're gonna get shot." And I was like, "Oh." That's what I'm telling her. So I'm sorry.
I would have risked it.
I was
would've
gonna
risked it.
say it
Yeah,
might
too,
have been
man,
worth
so
it.
bad, dude. Oh,
So actually, on a break, we went outside, and John caught this guy, this homeless guy,
yeah.
standing in the street, and he was like, and he was like singing out nursery rhymes and stuff, and inspired him to write the song that's on this CD here called "Homeless Blues." And
Oh.
you guys gotta
See,
listen.
I thought this was taking a much worse turn.
No,
I thought you
it's all
used
good,
him,
man. It's
the
all
homeless guy, as a shield, and you ran up and sort of stoned.
That's how I met Mick Jagger.
All right, so was a much better story. So what else? You got any other brushes with greatness or any gigs you want to talk about while we're here? Or
Well, the Jam is the only gig that's coming up. But, as far as brushes with greatness, geez, I used to work in Manhattan at Manny's Music.
My God.
In the 70s. So
Oh, you're killing
a list of
Dennis.
people
Must have,
I can't even
seen
tell
everyone.
you.
Yeah.
I've seen everyone. Tickets to all the shows, backstage, the whole bit. It was a good time, but unfortunately, I was young. It was a long time ago, and I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah, now you know it was a good
You really had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best times of my life. I don't remember.
Remember.
Like I was saying, the entire 80s are a blur. I have no idea where I was. So, all right, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about Kansas and Leftoverture. Hold it up, Dave. All right, anybody know what year this album came out?
1976.
Very good.
It says it right here.
Yeah.
You read it.
And I've been talking about 1976 the whole show. It's a theme. It's a theme show, you know? So it's funny you should say this, that you picked Kansas because there just happened to be a Kansas documentary on TV last night. And it was a great show. And, you guys want to talk about Kansas, just interject anything you want, but I'll just start talking about what I know about them. That they were formed in Boston, Massachusetts in 1947, right after World War II. And come on.
What are you talking about?
I'm like, what?
Just making sure everybody's listening.
Steven, you changed his notes.
Steven! That was Buster Poindexter notes.
Kansas.
Yeah. So, all right.
anyway.
Let me start over again. That was Aerosmith. But now we're talking about Kansas, who formed in, I don't even actually know what year, but I guess in the early 70s in Kansas. And they actually signed with Don Kirshner. I think they did. I was watching this documentary, I said, and they pulled a beautiful move because they were coming down. Don Kirshner's guy said he's coming down to watch them live. He heard about their tape and had listened to them, but he wants to check them out live. So they started panicking, saying, oh, man, we got to make sure we have a full house here. So they put up flyers all over the town in Kansas, and they were performing at this opera house. And the flyers said, free beer in big letters, right? And underneath little letters, Kansas. So all these kids came in. They charged them $0.25 to get in. They had free beer, and they were all drunk by the time Don Kirshner and his guys got there. So they did the best show, and the place was packed with all these drunk kids, and they got a record deal after that. So they went over, and they signed their life away with Don Kirshner. They gave him all the publishing, up to 30 million albums worth. And, but you could look at it but otherwise,
They'd
they're
be in
even saying
Kansas.
it. They'd still be in Kansas,
Right.
working at the Piggly
Right.
Wiggly. But now they're big rock stars.
Right.
And Don Kirshner has an extra $30 billion.
Okay. I mean, that's
Is Don
how it
Kirshner
was
still alive?
back then.
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. So it worked out good. And and that's the way it was back then. They gave you a chance. The first album, was really good, a lot of progressive stuff and all this, but there was no hits. Same thing with the second album, the third album, and Don Kirshner saying, "Come on, we need some hits. What are you doing to me here?" But they still nowadays,
they
never,
would have been axed
You wouldn't even
immediately.
get the first
Right.
album,
No.
let alone
Hits or nothing.
4 chances, right? So they're recording this album, Leftoverture, right? And they have the whole thing done, right? And the guy who writes the songs, Kerry Livgreen, the guitar player, on the last day of the recording, the drummer's packing up his stuff, and Kerry Livgreen walks in and says, "Oh, by the way, I have another song. You want to try this one?" He's like, "All right, I got to unpack my drums." And it turns out it was "Carry On My Wayward Son." Yeah. So, and that just changed their lives forever. And the rest is history. Now, Dave, you being a sound guy, you should know this. Back then, there was no such thing as cutting and pasting. These guys were playing 8-minute songs, and if you mess up at 7 minutes in, you got to do it all over.
Yep.
So
That's the old style tape.
Yeah.
Rewind, overdub.
Nope.
yeah,
Literally
exactly.
Cut and splice tape if they had to.
Yeah. So this was a huge album, catapulted them to be huge stars. But then the next album put them even over the top. That it was Point of No Return, right? With the hit song Dust in the Wind that just was everywhere, and Don Kirshner could never be so happy. He said, I like you more than Neil Sedaka now. And
Kind of looks like this.
they do. They look alike. Come think of it, I've never seen them both in the same room. So, but the funny thing about Dust in the Wind, Kerry Livgreen was saying that was just a finger exercise. That, he's just playing this, try to learn finger picking, and his wife walks in and says, hey, that sounds good. You should do something with that. And he's like, what do you mean? It's a finger exercise. Sit down and shut up, you moron. So, I don't know.
I don't think he said that.
But anyway, so he said, all right, maybe. And then he took it to the guys, and they're like, oh, my God, this is the best song ever. We got to put this out. And the rest is history. And funny thing about finger exercises, I got to get some finger exercises. Because
I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous right now.
And I thought Steven was bad.
they write the best songs. That Life in the Fast Lane, Joe Walsh says that was a finger exercise. Sweet Child of Mine, Slash says that was his finger exercise. So, Steven, you got any finger exercises that you can share with us about that?
Me and Charlie Sheen.
They're already hand exercises.
So, and, the funny thing is, who's a huge, huge fan of Kansas? Someone you'd never expect. Garth Brooks.
Yes.
He's saying
I
that.
did not expect that.
That's
That's
really?
Yeah.
Girth Brooks.
That was last week.
Sorry.
Yes.
I
And
love
also who loves Kansas is Queen, especially
Yes.
Brian May. And they even showed up at a concert just to see them back in the 70s. They were a huge fan.
Can you imagine
So-
that Queen comes to your show?
Exactly.
We're big fans of
yours.
Like, oh my God.
I would risk getting shot for that too.
Yeah.
So Laura, this is something
Yes.
Watch
that I
the
have to
cake
show
there.
you. That I was in the record store the other day, and I bought this 99-cent Kansas record from
Oh.
1980,
it's
and
got
it
my
has your
name
name
on
on it.
it.
If anyone can see that.
And it's actually,
around.
it
It
looks
says
a little bit like
Laura's.
my handwriting.
So
Maybe it was
Did you
mine.
have that?
Funny.
You guys even
I
know
did
that
not
album?
have this album.
Dave, you
But I swear to God,
Audio,
I write my
whatever?
name pretty much exactly
I never
like
heard of that
that.
album. I'm sure it's pretty bad.
Well, I changed the L over the years, but yeah.
In the 99-cent rack. There were some weird-looking guys, too. They didn't strike the regular rock star mold.
They were from
Good old
Kansas.
boys.
Yeah.
Dust
But,
I'm gonna
for
get
a,
myself in trouble.
for a brief period of time there, 76 and 77, around that time, they were huge.
Yep.
Yeah,
One
when
of the
I
biggest
first heard
bands
this
in the
album,
world.
man, it just blew me away.
Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
good stuff on
Couldn't
there.
Stop listening to it.
So now it is now time to smell the album,
Yay!
Dave. So
the best part.
I
let's
love
see
that
what we
part.
got here. You can smell that one too, Laura, and
I can
pass it
sniff it?
around while
Oh, yeah, of course.
while
I
we're
got
waiting.
it.
Sniff it.
My
It's
hand.
not in it, but
No, the vinyl's over
Sniff it
there on the
good.
turntable.
Good go whiff, Dave.
What do you got there?
I don't know,
All
a
right,
little
this is
lasagna.
good. This is definitely like classic basement smell. You got to get your nose right in there, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Don't be shy.
Pass it around.
A little
So
a la mold and mildew.
I love that smell.
Yeah, it is.
Give it a go.
we will be performing some live songs later.
I met my quota for sniffing.
Wait, we're not done sniffing.
Yeah, so now we're going to be winging it. We learned these songs last night, and we're going to try and play some Kansas songs, and Dave and John are going to be doing some originals. So what else we got going on here? I wanted to say how crazy the world is. I saw this news story, just the headline. A 9-year-old boy is being charged with sexual harassment because he was passing a love note in school.
Get out. Come on. Is
That's-
that real?
Yes.
That can't be real.
And no,
That
it's
is-
not the first time
Where?
something like that
That
happened.
can't be
Yeah.
real.
It is
Kansas?
in Rumson, New Jersey.
Oh!
God, that's a
No,
lie.
no, she lives there, so I said that.
Who's my kid?
It was, yeah, right.
That's awesome.
I do have a 9-year-old boy.
It was actually in Kansas. That's why
course.
it's all brings up. The band is Kansas. You got
I
it?
got it.
So
Ba-dum-bum.
this actually made me think of a story of when I was a child. And now, I'm kind of thinking that if we went to school nowadays, we'd all been
Oh,
expelled
God,
and put
yeah.
in prison.
Oh,
because I'm pretty
yeah.
sure you
No, heartbeat.
were
Right now.
all acted crazy.
Don't make it to third grade.
I was a good girl.
So
I
there's this
believe that, Cha-Cha.
This is a love
Me too.
note story that I have, right? I was
Very
13. I was in middle school, and I found this note on the floor, right? It was it was folded up, right? So I opened it up, and it was apparently there was no names or anything on it, but it was from a girl who was like giving it to her friend, right? And it was all about what she was doing with her boyfriend the night before and all this sexual stuff. And we were 13
never write
at the
anything
time.
down.
Right, but she didn't put her name on it. But I knew who sat in the desk before me, so I said, oh, yeah, that was definitely her. So, being the witty kid that I was, and there was no names attached to the note, right? So, and it was clearly from a girl about being with a boy. So, at the bottom of the note, I signed from Patrick. And I threw it over by some other girl's desk, right? And the girl opened it up and she's reading it. I'm watching her face. Her eyes are lighting up. She thinks Patrick was with this other kid in school, this other boy. And she calls all the other girls over and they're all gasping. And I'm laughing so hard that I can't control myself. And they see me and I got busted. And she says, oh, Dennis, you play too much. That was you, wasn't it? And I was like, no, I'm laughing at something else. It wasn't me.
There's something in my head. This is in my head.
Well, she's watching this. She knows now.
Yeah.
Then,
So, yeah,
that's great.
That's great.
Doesn't
Bad
matter.
boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was raised by wolves, as we all know.
Yeah,
So, what are you gonna do?
apparently.
All right, well, that's all we got. Thanks for joining us here on Live from Dennis's House, only on 474 The Mix, where the music matters. See you next week when we'll be doing another classic album and behaving badly. Like me on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Check out the new website, DennisMorgillo.com. Watch us on Cablevision Channel 77 and social media. That's all we got.